Hey y'all, I am back to help you do this thing called life. So, we are right in the midst of a little study about Jesus, his humanity, his emotions, his temptations, and then just his basic needs that we sometimes overlook because we always focus on the deity of Jesus and not always the humanity of him. And so, right now, well, yesterday we talked about Jesus needing a nap. Jesus was tired, y'all. He was exhausted from doing what he was called to do, and he needed rest. And that reminds us to know our personal limitations. There are some things that we just physically need. We have emotional needs as well. But yesterday was mainly about that physical need, just needing rest. And so today, if you take a look at Luke 4:22 through 30, it's talking about how Jesus was going back visiting home. He had been out doing miracles, signs, and wonders, and he had returned home. And people saw him and were just marveling at the things that they'd heard. And they were trying to get him to do miracles there to get some stuff going. And Jesus just had to say, like, it ain't gonna happen. Basically, it ain't gonna happen. In other places, in the word we see where he said a prophet is not without honor in his own country. And he even talked about some of the other people from the Bible who could not do great things in their town. Jesus took them elsewhere in order for miracles to happen. And the people got upset. Oh, they were upset with Jesus. They went from we want you to do a miracle to we want you gone. And but the thing is, what we've got to draw from this is that we have to know our environmental or situational limitations, because sometimes it's just not conducive. Jesus knew that his hometown was not conducive to the miracles that God wanted to perform, to the move of God. They even say, like, right after they were going on about how awesome he was, they go on to say, "Isn't this Joseph's boy?" And that shows you right there, they could not wrap their heads around this. Is we know this boy. Who he think he is? On one hand is we want him, and on the other hand it's like, what he gonna do? And you got to know when you're in a situation like that. It doesn't matter who's pulling on you. It does. If God has shown you that this thing is not going to be conducive to what it is that he's called you to do, if this is outside the scope of your assignment, you got to walk away. The word even says, don't throw your pearls before swine. You just got to know. And we've mentioned it on here before. Sometimes right where you're from, the people that you're around, they don't see it on you because they just know too much. It's okay. Go where God said go. Just go where God said go. Do what he said do. Don't worry about the rest. Know your limitations, because when you're in the place where you should be, what God can use you to do can be limitless. But if you go to a place where you're limited, God can't get the glory. I used to often hear him say, go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. And now don't let the celebration fool you either. But you don't want to just be in a space where you're tolerated just because. Go where you can flourish. Go where God has you assigned. And don't be sidetracked by the others, okay? So know your limitations, because when you're in the right place, you can be limitless. This has been One Moment with Marcy. I'll be back tomorrow with another moment of momentum producing motivation. Until then, stay encouraged. And remember, you got to flutter before you can fly, but flying is in your future.